I think in the head-to-head rounds it doesn't, but I think before the head-to-head rounds it still will. Ratch. Maybe we shouldn't name it Ratch. Maybe they want to jam instead. Reset? Yeah, I didn't grab the item, so it was gonna cost me too much time to go back and get it, so might as well just reset instead. Because my character walks directly over the item I wanted to pick up, but didn't pick it up, even though I was spamming the pickup button. What's the world record again? 1:30:29, which apparently is not on screen right now, because I've somehow accidentally pressed a button, and I'm comparing against my golds right now, so... no. There we go. I think that was the plan, actually. So a death means you lose unless the other player dies, and it's just a boss count race. Yeah, but that's only for the head-to-head part. So for the head-to-head part, I agree with that. I like that as a change. I think it actually still could be better, but I think that's a good change. I don't think that's a perfect change, but I think that's a good change. But for the qualification rounds, I don't believe that is a change that is possible to make, because what does that mean your score is when qualifying? It doesn't make sense. So, like, the problem has been identified, and the problem has been addressed. Let's say fixed, although I think there's more elegant fixes, but let's say it's been fixed for the live rounds, but that same problem that has been identified has not been fixed for the qualifications, and so I think that's still a problem, you know? So I am still hopeful that that problem will at some point get addressed for the qualification rounds as well. And if so, I think that competition could truly turn into something special. Like, it already captured the attention of so many people on its first inaugural season, despite many, many people being very frustrated with the format. And so if they made the format less frustrating and more fun, I really think that could be something special that could go on to, like, even rival bingo brawlers, I think, potentially. But I do think it still needs more work. Something like each test is -5 bosses or something like that. I think -5 is way too lenient, but I agree. I was thinking more like -10 or -20. Because, like, I could risk it and get 5 more bosses at the cost of potentially getting a death, for sure. If I wanted to, like, full risk it, I could definitely just, like, weigh my odds and go, yep, it's worth it to try to risk it to try to get 5 more bosses. Oof. Really bad start. Oh, well. Because you don't want it to be a risk-reward thing. You still want players to primarily focus on being deathless. It's just like... getting deathless in a randomizer just isn't entirely consistent, no matter how good of a player you are. Just because it's randomizer. Aren't talking about Sekiro Bingo. Not at the moment. We could also talk about that. I do still need to probably think of even more squares for Sekiro Bingo eventually. We want to have a full board of, like, several possible sets of boards with awesome squares in them. That would be very fun. If seeds were verified before publishing, it would be more fun. Accents like Domo had being one shot in the start, run by an enemy not even in view. That sucks. Also true. Also very true. Another suggestion that I have that I don't, like... I don't know if I stick by it 100%, but... could be something like... if you die, you are allowed to restart with a penalty. Like... so, your final run would end up deathless, but it would have a penalty from the previous deaths that you took in previous runs. And obviously then you'll have some knowledge going into it the second time. But you make the penalty larger than the amount of knowledge could possibly gain you. Again, something like maybe a 10 boss penalty. But you are allowed to just like completely redo the entire seed. Okay. Percentage penalty, like, one death equals 75% of final boss total. Ooh, that could be interesting as well. I could see something like that. And so then at 4 deaths, you get 0%?
Let my hand.
Like, I think there's a lot of possible solutions, and obviously the exact balancing of it is tough, but I would like a solution. I think the only bad scenario is no solution, which is the current solution. Also fitting because 4 is the death number. 4 is the death number? I don't know 4 was a death number. Solutions make for boring life. I don't know about that. I think having solutions to things is generally good. I would say, in fact, you know what? I'm gonna fully disagree. Right? No problems ever might be a slightly boring life, but having problems and coming up with solutions for them, that's an interesting life. That's like you're living your best life. For gore in Asia. Oh, okay. Oh, right. 4 and death are pronounced the same, right, in Japanese. Yeah, I knew that. Aha. That's my favorite number. You're going to die one day.
From the creators of 4 Kings, 2 Gods.
Indeed. Up next, 1 partridge in a pear tree. All right, save some time back there. Solving problems is the most interesting thing. Exactly.
This way, tarnished. May I have a word?
The other thing that I think about with the, like, death is a penalty as opposed to the exact way that Forza has it, where death is an instant loss unless your opponent dies as well after, is... Now, obviously, you don't expect that people are going to cheat, right? That's not something you're expecting of players. But it does give a lot of power to somebody who did cheat. As in, if you did know that your opponent has died and your only thing that you need to do for the entire rest of the match is not die, play as safe as you can, and you guaranteed win, you know, that's a powerful advantage to have. Whereas if you knew that your opponent died and they're going to get a penalty, but you still have to, you know, kill enough bosses that you can beat them with the penalty, you know, at least there's not this, like, information is a guaranteed victory. It's just information might help somebody to strategize a little better. Which, I mean, isn't... I know that's not a great, like, thing to say. Like, what if somebody cheated? Like, you just assume somebody doesn't, but... You know, slightly mitigating the effects of nefarious people, I think, could be good. I mean, it is also for no money, so, like, why would anybody cheat? But... quite impressed by the restraint of Twitch chat during the live streams I saw. So totally could be an issue, yeah. And yeah, it might not be something that they do on purpose, right? Like, I think they said you must have emote only mode on for the live matches, which, like, obviously is good. But then even on
Just
emote
keep
only,
the rule set, but every stream has to have 1 hour of delay so no one cheats. At which point it's easier to make this a YouTube content instead.
I mean, yeah, but, like, it's fun as a Twitch content though too. It's fun to interact with chat. I like interacting with chat. But even if it was emote only, imagine somebody comes in and is spamming Sekiro death emote, Sekiro death emote, Sekiro death emote. Now, they're not specifically saying, your opponent has died, you're fine. But, like, I'm sure streamer could probably figure out what they're saying. So... And I saw live matches with text chat. Yeah, the first season there was no, like... I don't think there was any rules around that. I think second season there will be. Of course, also mentioned that whoever has the most killed bosses still takes priority, if they had the same number of deaths. But if they had different number of deaths, then whoever had less deaths would be the victor. The other also thing is, what if somebody at the very end goes for a risky play to try to get one more boss and dies at the very end, but the other person had died 20 minutes ago? Like, that still feels unfair to be like, technically you died at the very end going for one final boss with 3 seconds left, so therefore you now have the same number of deaths and the other player actually wins because they had one more boss than you. Oh, thanks for the good luck. Okay. Nice. For Sekiro Bingo Square, could getting the plunge on Snake be one? Ah, that's actually one,
You got this. P.S. You're looking extra cute today, W.
Thank you. That is a square that we came up with as an idea. I actually said, kill the snake after stabbing its eye. So you need to both stab its eye in the palanquin, which gives it the bloody eye when you see it later, and then you also need to plunge onto the snake and kill it there. I thought that was a good square. Or I debate every single rule set ever? Pretty much. Why not? It's fun to do. Like, why? It's something that I'm interested in, is effectively game theory, I guess is what you would call this, or the idea of how to make the most effective game rule set. Like, if somebody, you know, brought up the rules of Monopoly, I'm sure I could probably be like, actually, free parking is actually a bad square to have on the Monopoly board because, I don't know, I just find it interesting. I like the idea of, like, optimization, including, like, both in the mathematical sense, but also in the sense of, like, how can we make things better? How can we improve things? It's something I think lends itself very well to speedruns, because in speedruns, you need to think about, how can I make this route better? How can I save time various places? But, I don't know. I like talking about it everywhere.
Please, I'm angry.
It's a very interesting topic. I think so. Very software dev of you. I feel like I'd be a good software dev. If I could code. At all. But if I could, I'd be such a good software dev, let me tell you. You can logic, you can code. I mean, I can't. Okay, I can code a little. I actually can code a little. A lot of the things that my bot does, I did code. The coin flip for VIP. I stole somebody's code, but then adapted it to my purposes, which is really what coding is, you know? And the speed at which you could code. World record speed. What language is the bot written in? I don't know. I have absolutely no earthly idea. That's mostly why I needed to look stuff up, because, like, I don't know the syntax of any of this. Like, so I found all the, like, API calls and whatever that goes to Twitch and, like, the various things like that. And just full sail ripped those, and then the exact, like, okay, what order should things happen in, what if loops, you know, things. That one I could make myself. I would imagine it's in English. Maybe. Ew, if. You're stuck on if you are not developing? What the heck? Like the bot. Create rand int. Or rand. Or just rand. Not rand int. Rand. If less than 0.5, that's tails. If greater than 0.5, that's heads. Trimple. I get it when you said if loops. Yeah, ifs and then separately loops. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I combined some words together. Sue me. If I said something wrong, then sue me. All right. If you could code, would this be the run? Yes, surely. Okay, but what if it is 0.5? Well, with a random... With rand, that's effectively a 0... that is a probability of 0. However, I think I did include one of them to say, or equal. I don't remember which one. I'll sue you for 13 cents. No! Just find it fun that everything's coding is just if. I mean, it kind of is. like it kind of, it's just very complicated if. It's trillions of if, 1, or 0. Programming language you use doesn't even, by default, allow you to test equality between floats. So there you go. All right, Magnus. You gonna be nice this time? For development is a complicated series of if statements, basically. I think outside of if and abstract interfaces, it's way better. I mean, I think if you looked down into the basics of it enough, I think it all ends up kind of being just ifs. But I don't know. I took one computer science class in college, so... You get back over here. There you go. Alright, very slow Magnus, but salvaged. Yep, very, very slow Magnus. Just ones and zeros and ifs. A Deathless Magnus is an okay one. Sort of. It's a continuable one. A Deathless Magnus is a continuable one, but... it's pretty bad to lose 10 seconds here. It's weird how I am a little bit concerned about 10 seconds in an hour-and-a-half long category, because we're literally only 2.5 minutes off of our sum of best right now. Like... and so, if you're losing 10 seconds already, that's... 1/15 of all the time you can lose in the entire run and still get a PB. So if I lost 10 seconds on 15 different splits, it would already be Jover. Simply get a bunch of golds. That is true, actually. There are golds to get. Pipeline pattern, then you'll see that ifs do not need to exist. Well, more or less. Perhaps less, though. What if less? Or can you game most of the time on your world record? I'm not entirely sure, but I do know that we can save like 30-ish seconds on literally the very last fight with Elden Beast. And other than that, I don't know where exactly we can save time. Like, there's like little time saves all over the place, but I don't think there's any other like huge time saves that it's like, this is the time save spot. Nice. All right. Not our absolute fastest, but we take those. Nice. Ever seen that DTS strat? It's a nice one. Glitchless, by the way. Right at the time you save and load in Breath of the Wild in order to sneak past Guardians. We do that a lot in this game, yeah. Okay, some time saved back. Let's go.
I presume. I am an old soul here, perhaps.
Good, good, good. These dodges are always so scary when you try to do them like the least turning possible. Like it works, but nice. Okay. Little bit of time saved back. Slowly getting closer to the green.
What are you...
Wait, I see. I see it now. How could this... Was my whole existence just...
Okay, that was weird. It gave me the option to pick up the item. I'm spamming the button to pick up the item and it didn't pick up.
Mitchell.
Man.
Pot is friend, not loot. Repent.
Nope, nope. Definitely loot. Loot that the game didn't let me pick up.
You find. Let's
Great anchor until it was tragic across the far. But the so brave seek to become
let go.
Yep, 2 seconds lost. Okay. Do you believe in Golge? No, it will never happen. We will never Golge again. Deserve the loot? Of course I deserve the loot. I got the kill. It's my loot. That's how it works.
You claim what? My words are truly. I believe even that's the. I'm glad you have a. I wish to a night luminary. So now.
Okay, chat, I'm going to need you to close your eyes for a bit with me. We're going to close our eyes. Imagine a little babbling brook, a very peaceful scene of serenity, of just nothing violent happening at all.
Please, be safe.
Oh my god, how did I get put in combat? All right, you can open your eyes now. Wasn't that a nice peaceful time? Arena went away on a vacation while you were gone. That was a horrendous start to a run. Somehow we're getting things that, like, are way under 1% occurrences happening to lose us a bunch of time. Like, somehow getting stuck in combat. And I'm playing Pantheon 3 and a Hollow Knight. I haven't blinked in 3 hours. Oh, well, understandable then.
And with this a night now. This.
A lady? Are you in this town?
In this town?
Good day, doctor. Hippo arrive. Forgive me for popping in unannounced. Hippo shy, but we were driving by the station and we thought we should drop by. Hippo giggle. Let's continue this conversation in the room. Speechless face.
A mucking. Yep, 5 seconds lost to that. Ugh. We need to be saving 5 seconds per split, not losing it. Itchwin Palace. He didn't ask you to murder a maiden. He just asked for the blood of a maiden. You can find an already dead maiden. If we could just kill Vare and get the medallion to go straight to Mohg, that would probably be faster. In fact, it'd be a lot faster than having to do Magnus as well. But unfortunate that he somehow doesn't drop it. Makes you wonder where he keeps it. The main beginning of the game, just go there. It's a little more tricky to get back to the beginning of the game than you would think, but yes, that is an option. Okay, non-accidental headshots. Oh, and another headshot, too easy.
Good luck, Mitch.
Thank you for the good luck.
I can see it as clear as day. The coming of our dynasty.
Mitch win. Mitch wins. Yo, Golge. Big Golge. Let's go. There's the gold. What boss do you think made people quit the most? There is an objectively correct answer to this one. Do you want to know what the actual boss that made the most people quit is? And I'm 100% sure of it. Yep, you guys have got it. It's the Tree Sentinel. 100% it's the Tree Sentinel. There is no other correct answer. It would have been Grafted Scion if Grafted Scion was mandatory, but you lose to it once. You go, oh, no, that was a scripted death. Oh, okay. You move on. You die then to Tree Sentinel 10 times, and you're like, screw this game. For boss in DLC3, the Nameless King made you almost uninstall. He's a pretty fun one, though. Well, his phase 2, at least. Didn't Kaisnat die like 400 times to that? Probably. I went into the game fully prepared to just avoid that. That looked too tough. Don't know what game you learned that from. Yeah, I don't know either. I don't think I've ever played a game like that. Oh, this boss is clearly too hard and I'm not supposed to be here yet? Don't care. Didn't ask. I'm killing it anyway. Anyone else still convinced Shadowlands is about the size of Limgrave? Surely. Bonk Stick goes hard versus Horseman. Honestly, if you had to fight the Tree Sentinel as one of the starting classes, Wretch, not one of the worst ones to go with. The bonk stick goes pretty hard. Now, Samurai with Unsheath or Vagabond with Square Off, better, but Club goes hard.
Now I remember that Elden Ring were the first from Soft Souls like I ever touched. I spent 7 of my 9 hours fighting Tree Sentinel. I killed him and then quit. Nowadays I played most of the games and my PB on D's 1 glitchless is less than an hour and a half. Crazy.
Nice. So I guess Tree Sentinel still technically made you quit, even though you did successfully kill him. Another one to the Tree Sentinel tally. He got the last laugh. What's your favorite weapon for casual runs? Big bonk. Give me any big bonk. I don't particularly care which one. But it must be big, and it must bonk. Your Sentinel cannot defeat your character, but it can defeat you. Preferably sword-shaped. I like the profile of sword-shaped things, but you know, I'll also take clubs, hammers. Pretty sure Dane still spawns at the end even after your duel. Yep, Dane will always spawn at the end, as will Leda. There's no way to get rid of either of them. Big fan of games where the world isn't scaled to the player and sometimes you encounter stuff that you can't handle right away. Absolutely hate the Elder Scrolls way of doing it. Agree. Even though I like the Elder Scrolls, I much prefer when, yeah, you can just run into things that you're definitely not supposed to be here yet. Because then when you do come back at the appropriate level, it feels really good. It's like, you know the trick that a lot of games will do where they'll have a late game boss as the very first boss that you fight in the game and you're expected to lose, just so that they can basically power scale, look how hard this boss is, so that when you get to them later, you feel good about beating them? Basically, the entire game can do that if you just let the player have freedom to wander into an area that's way too high level for them. They get their butt kicked, they go, oh man. And then when they come back later and they can do it, they're like, look at how much stronger I am. Yo, what up, Desha? Facts. Just having something that you have to work for in a game is cool. Exactly, yes. Put something out of my reach so that when I eventually reach it, I feel accomplished. Better than putting everything just barely within your reach. Which, like, theoretically, if everything is just barely within your reach, that's, like, you know, theoretically optimal. You know, every moment is perfectly engaging and, like, all this. But, like, it doesn't really work that way. Players just learn that everything's within their reach and nothing becomes, like, a cool goal anymore. Nothing becomes, like, a core memory of, like, oh my god, when I finally beat this thing. It all just becomes kind of background noise-ish. Like, fun in the moment, but not gonna leave a lasting impression. I will hydrate after this boss. It was an awkward timing for you to redeem it. I might forget after this boss, too, so... Favorite attack of his to see. This is a really awkward Goldfrey. Still got him though. Any advantage speedrunning this game on keyboard and mouse rather than using a controller? Very, very, very minor. To the point of it's easier to just say, no, there is absolutely no advantage. Even though, like, there are, like, these tiny, tiny, tiny ones. Thank you for the hydrate. Okie doke. Back in my day, sub 2 hours was a real achievement, and now we're going for sub an hour and a half.
Allow me, you are prevented the thorns. A husk, the only way, and become my purpose. So I'd like to the flame and guide you.
Nice, gained back 10 seconds. Okay, we're getting back to the green. It's happening. Slow. Oh well. Back to a PB pace? Perhaps, perhaps. In your first playthrough of another Crab's Treasure, parry timing is not intuitive. I mean, it is. Like, but it's... It being on release is in itself strange. The timing, though, on release is correct. It does happen as soon as you release. Elden Ring parry timing isn't intuitive. Elden Ring parry timing is the least intuitive out of all possible parries. But I could probably come up with less intuitive. But of all common parries that you would actually see, Elden Ring parry timing is the least intuitive.
Good luck, Mitch.
Thank you for the good luck. Okay, so I feel like we've moved on from the scaling, but there is one last thing that I wanted to add about the scaling thing, which is probably unfair to throw in here as an aside when we've already moved on, but I can't help it. I have to mention it. I think the worst scaling in any game that I've ever personally seen was in Remnant 1. Where it, like, the scaling was based on your average upgrade level of all your gear. So it was literally mathematically better in, like, every single way to just not upgrade your gear most of the time. And you would only upgrade your weapon so that now you'd have, like, a super powerful weapon versus low-scaled enemies. And it was, like, it was cheesy and min-maxy, and it was kind of fun for that reason, but it was just so bad. It was just so bad. It was hilariously poorly implemented. And it was whatever your highest upgraded version in each slot was. So if you upgraded one weapon and didn't upgrade another weapon, then you swapped to your lower weapon, it's not like the enemies were then easier. It was like they were still just as tough as if you were wearing your most upgraded gear. And so it was just like, it was just a mess. So, just had to throw that in there real quick. That scaling system was tremendously bad. But, anywho. Remember to +8, thank you. +8, remember. This running section is so pointless. In the context of a speedrun, sure. In the context of playing the game normally, there's stuff to do on the way. There's enemies, there's map fragment here, there's like a little ruins off to the side that you could go explore that has stuff. Yura, I think, is usually standing over there, possessed by Shibriri. You know, there's stuff here, just in a speedrun when all that you care about is the main story and you run past it. It is long. Areas to relax in. Take a break. Remnant 2 wasn't a total complete disaster. Let's go. I haven't played it yet, just because the scaling of Remnant 1 left a bad taste in my mouth. But I still did, other than that, really like Remnant 1, so it's not like I'm, you know, dunking on the game and I'm like, it was such a terrible game. It's just like, no, it was a great game. It just had ridiculously terrible scaling that really marred the experience when you knew how it worked. If you didn't know how it worked and you just upgraded everything as is, it basically just worked like Skyrim, where things just kind of level up with you and it was fine. Like, It's not a disaster. It's just as soon as you knew how it worked and you were like, oh, I can game this? Oh, man. I could not go back. I don't know if I two-handed this weapon. I did, good. Dev issues or metagaming issues? I mean, technically metagaming issues, but like, realistically dev issues. You just, they were like, they were asked by many members of the community, hey, can we just remove the scaling entirely? Can you just set the correct scaling points to each of the levels? Let people over-level if they want, and people that rush through the game will be at a low level, and they might have to grind a bit to catch up, and like, we're all okay with this. We all understand how RPGs work, where there are zones at different scalings. Can you please just, like, take away the auto-scaling to your character? And they were like, no, we are not going to do that. And so then it's like, okay, well, now it is a dev issue. Because they have been made aware that people do not like it, and they were like, we do not care, we're not fixing it. Based. You know, kind of based. Stick to your, you know, your vision. But at the same time, when your vision is bad. I guess I quit out slightly too early, so we still got the dragon fog. Oh well. Thoughts on the game called Fortnite? Haven't played it. But having Ariana Grande do the gritty over Peter Griffin's dead body is kind of funny, so, you know. Playing Kazan earlier, something cool about it is dodge on press, not on release? Okay, game of the year. Game of the year. It's got dodge on press. Game of the year. Holy, they finally cracked the code. Let's go. That's all I needed to be interested in the game. Anyone could have stuck to a good vision. It takes a real auteur to stick to a bad vision. 10.5 out of 10. Dodge on press and sprint map to a different button? I'm in heaven. Remember our +8.
Well, then I presume.
You can create a script that essentially emulates dodge on press in Elden Ring. Yeah, but that's annoying to do. It's true that you can, but I mean, who wants to play a game where in order for it to function properly, you have to make a macro to do something that the button should just do by default? Like, Who is Super Saiyan Sonic? You're about to see. We're heading right for him. Yeah, I would want to swap around. So I do want to put that at some point. Look at the dots. Mitch like dodge on press. Sekiro has dodge on press. Mitch likes Sekiro. You have figured it out. You have cracked the code. You can dodge in Sekiro? Yes, you are in fact required to dodge in some cases. Well, not strictly required, but highly encouraged to dodge grab attacks. Pretty. Oh yeah, that's a good strat. Whew. PvP chance 0.11%. You're telling me there's a chance. Oh, you're followed the whole time, you're bet. Hey, no worries. Like, follows, they're cool. Number go up is nice, but viewing matters a lot more. I'd rather have a viewer who isn't followed than a follower who doesn't view. Time to unfollow. You know what? If you want to, go for it. Crouch prioritizes the crit over light attack in a lot of cases. The exact wording of that is not like strictly true, but close enough to true that yes. But more importantly for in general is it lets you just start regenerating stamina right away. So normally whenever you do an attack, obviously you're spending stamina when you perform the attack, but you're also not gaining any stamina back during the entirety of the attack. Whereas as soon as the attack stops and you go back into like neutral, your character like picks their sword back up and puts it back on their back or whatever, you start regenerating stamina again. By crouching, it cancels that animation at the end where they have to like stop attacking and like go back to neutral and goes immediately into crouching instead. And so you start to immediately regenerate stamina instead of having to wait for another like 0.3 seconds. So you get like 0.3 seconds more of stamina regeneration. So sometimes we'll even crouch and then immediately uncrouch so that the crouch causes us to gain stamina back, and then we can uncrouch and start moving at full speed again. We have a physics class stream. No. I don't think that would be particularly interesting to most viewers. Barely made that. I was slightly off of my lineup there. So I had to kind of like correct it in real time, but we barely got it. Elden physics. The physics of Elden Ring. So in order to make this shot from my longbow, where I perform the mighty shot, I remember that you could do a quick crouch during sprint to gain some stam regen, but they fixed it. Yes. That was a while ago, but yes, when the game first came out, that was a thing. Oh, I'm gonna miss. I was not lined up at all. Just kidding, I hit it anyway. I hit it while randomly wiggling my mouse around because I was in the wrong spot, and somehow I went right through it at the perfect time. It's always so much harder to see in this category than in the other category just because the time of day is different. We've got this like weird fog that's obscuring the vision. FaZe would accept me, surely.
A brazen to you, priest, I must uphold, then mark and sure.
Forge is where I want to go. Is a world record without a 360 no-scope truly a world record? Probably not. I should delist my previous world record because it didn't have a 360 no-scope. It took its time to line it up, and that's just unacceptable. My charged R2 at the end of first phase was definitely not too fast, but whatever. Made it up anyway. Weird, but worked. Hit him in the beard. Maybe that didn't count as a headshot somehow? I don't know. I don't know. We practiced that, and it was working every time in practice, so I don't know. Oh well. Ready vigor, rest endurance.
This world and death are you to commit? Very let my hand.
Last stream, maybe I should do some TikTok. Next Sunday, TikTok is banned in the US, so I better hurry. Somehow golded still. Cool. We take those. Did you delete the later splits? We did the world record in the wrong order. So all of these splits were in the wrong order, and I couldn't fix them, so they had to all get skipped. Because I accidentally, instead of doing Fire Giant in the world record, I went through Storehouse right away, which made all of these splits too late, and then saved back a bunch of time at Storehouse. Tomato Angus. The G is silent. Yes. I guess I swap. A little later because there's this few jumps here. Whew. Okay, cool. All right, nice. Another Golge. EV chance rising. That is 10K the right number? I believe it does 10,000 simulations. So that it can get down to the 0.01%. What GPU do I have? I have a 3080. You can see my entire PC if you type !PC.
Destined death. I will not have it stolen from me again.
Beautiful.
Tarnished. Why cover destined death? To kill what?
Beautiful. Another gold. 10,000 isn't a lot. 100,000 seems acceptable. I mean, it doesn't matter that it, like, it's not a, this is not a trying to get like extreme precision. It's just like give you an estimation. I think it could do 100 and, you know, I think it'd be like, all right, it's an estimation. Yo, thanks for the good luck, 8F. Me and 8F can officially be friends again. He's completed Sekiro. I didn't know that he hadn't completed it. We were not friends until he completed it. But now, we're back. We're so back. Massive. All right. No risking it on this one. Just do the freeze and grease when he starts talking to line up the timing. Once he starts Gideoning. Once he knew we'd come.
To stand before the Elden Ring. To become Elden Lord. What a sad state of affairs. I commend your spirit, but alas. She'll take the throne. Queen Maliketh has high hopes for us. I know. In my bones, a tarnished cannot become a lord. Not even you. A man cannot kill a god.
Didn't even finish his speech. That was his whole speech. He didn't. I don't know that he finished his opening speech. Execution on the last 2 fights was amazing. Thank you. I forgot to split on Gideon. That happens a lot.
Hey Mitch, after the complete Consort preparation I attempted a test run and I got 1 hour and 15 minutes. I have a lot to improve upon, but the fact that I'm getting the hang of it makes it very fun.
Let's
FYI,
go.
I'm the dude getting into Elden Ring speedrunning whom you gave tips to. Appreciated,
Indeed. Oh, I appreciate you sticking with the game. That's awesome. Let's go. Befits a crown. Gold. If he's all-knowing, then can he see why kids love the taste of Cinnamon Toast Crunch? Gold mining this run, that's right. Gotta get those golds. Best timing of that statue. Bow cancel. How long did it take you to figure out the optimal boss sequence for the runs? I mean, we're still working on it, so it's possible that we don't have the optimal one right now. It could still change. It is an ongoing process that basically never ends. How long did it take to figure out a pretty good boss order? Not long, because we had already done all the bosses, like, separately. So we just kind of, you know, put them together with, like, okay, well, you have to do this boss before this one, because it gets you access to this. But then you really should do this boss before this one, because... So, like, it's... To get a pretty good boss order, all you have to do is think about it. But then from there, there's some spots where it's like, which boss would be better? And you just kind of try them out and see. Okay. Apparently we had a lot of time to save there. Oops. What do I level? Yeah, that's correct. Okay, Horn Scent, please lead us to a good fight. Please don't take my riposte or anything.
Messmer! Foe of my beloved people! In vengeance for the flames, my blade I wield!
Okay.
Upon him was sublime to think he, when he himself. Yet the death of men now come in vengeance. If Mickle, then I will.
Okay. Oh, wait. What did I think? The levels were not going to work out that nicely. I guess they do. I've got a local recording, so even if stream dies, we're fine. Hopefully stream will not die again, but even if it does, we're fine. Nice. I'm fine, chat is not. Well, I mean, that does sound like a you problem. What do we do for 15 minutes while you finish the run? Wait patiently? Yes. As long as the teacher comes back within 15 minutes, you're not legally allowed to leave. Why was that guy just, like, standing there? He doesn't always shoot you or be mean, but I've never seen him literally just not even notice I was there. He's bored with his job. He's like, I don't want to be a guard for these stairs anymore. Oh, God. Oh, that was not good. Okay, but we're still fine. Okay, we're definitely going to be resting at this grace here. Hardest part of the run? Unironically true. I think if I was not wearing Gideon's armor, I think we would have been dead. I missed! Oh, that's bad for my stamina.
Good luck, Mitch.
Well, that's a lot worse than I thought it would be. I did not know they could one-shot me like that. We are still ahead because I got the safety grace, so. But that is not something I've ever had happen before. I couldn't go around the right bird because he was in the wrong weird spot. Okay. This time we're fine. There we go. Remind me on the elevator up to Consort to pop Runark. Because I will forget. Or don't. The Runark doesn't really matter that much. But it'd be slightly safer. No need for Leda. It is... Runarks are not active during invasions. And Leda counts as an invasion, so your Runark is not active. I could use it before Leda, but it would not be active during Leda. It would only be active after Leda, again. Pop the Runark. Thank you. Gonna TTS it. Perfect. TTS is exactly what I need. All right, yep, lost 46 seconds. Not good, but still ahead. Still ahead with time to save. I have less levels than I normally would have. That's fine, but I don't know why. Oh well. I think my rune arc didn't count, or not rune arc.
Approach Mikula the Kind. Needle Knight Leda and Dryleaf Dane will never.
Gold Horn Tendy, I think didn't count as popped for Messmer. Rune arc. That was a really, really bad luck, Leda, but we made it through.
Rune arc.
Indeed. Why are the runes always arcing? It just gives you a little bit of max health if you don't have a great rune equipped. Aw, the most unlucky start. Unlucky second phase as well. All right. Good enough. We are not going to get sub 130. It is impossible. However, we can still PB for sure. All Radahn even with the stalling? I mean, it's as good as I could possibly do, but that was a horrendously slow Radahn. So, I mean, it's as good as I could possibly do with what I was given, but it was very, very slow. Is it actually? Wait, is it actually? Oh my god, it is! I was like, there's no way! We actually golded by enough. 129.59. That's sub 130. There's no way! What? I was so sure that was not possible. Holy! No way! I lied to you all. I said it wasn't possible. It was possible. Sheesh. Okay, to show the IGT, I'm gonna Alt F4 the game so that it preserves the time, so that I don't have to quit out, so that we can see in-game sub 130. Sheesh. Even with the burbs, even with a death, so it could definitely go lower.
Good job, Mr.
Holy.
Riz.
Thank you, thank you. Okay, let's open it up. Let's see. Perfect Elden Beast. Actually perfect. Yes, yes. Woo. Okay.
Bless you.
It says 129.58, but the official time is the live split timer, 129.59. Got our goal by half of a second. Oh, the birches. Hey, I mean, they just wanted to make it a photo finish. They just said, this isn't epic enough. You're too far ahead. You'll get the sub 130 too easily. Gotta make them sweat. Gotta make them sweat. There it is. You the man, Mitch. Yo, thank you, Gully Beagle. Thank you for the prime sub. Welcome back to the bunch. Enjoy the emotes. I mean, what more is there to say? We had a goal. We exactly hit it.